Welcome to Convertabot Reviews. I'm your host, Convertabot, and the star of the show today is the Mastermind Creations, or Ocular Max, Fraudo. Or, for those who know Transformers, or know they're Transformers, this is a masterpiece scale interpretation of the Transformers G1 character, Swindle. And let me tell you, right out of the box, painting and sculpting on this figure looks absolutely amazing. And a bit of a spoiler here, I have Mastermind Creations' entire team of Combaticons and the upgrade set. They're all getting reviews. Why? Because these figures are beautiful. Let's get into it.
Damn right they're beautiful. Painting and sculpting on Fraudo here is absolutely insane. It looks like he jumped straight out of the G1 cartoon, which is a feat in itself.
So, are looks all it is? No, this figure is incredibly well put together too. Alright? Like seriously, you just shake him. He's solid. Completely solid. And the crazier thing is, even for the combined mode, alright, he's still solid. And yes, one huge part of Mastermind Creations figures, or particularly their Combaticons, are a gimmick known as all built in, i.e. you will not need parts forming for the combiner team to form the big robot, alright? Which, yeah, that is awesome, especially when you are a Transformers collector that loves collecting combiners in particular. It helps a lot when other combiners always have extra parts to form the combined mode. This one does. That one doesn't. Now, of course, there is an upgrade set, but you don't need it. That's the cool thing. Alright? If you needed it, it would be a different story.
Fortunately, for the stuff he does come with, he actually does have a fair amount of accessories. Alternate heads, blasters, the works. Pretty much anything you could want. Including a red cellophane little card here that comes with every MMC figure. And yeah, it just represents the original toy a bit, to where it has like stats in the back and this is a little infrared thing. Pretty neat, useless otherwise. Moving on. He also comes with a card, stats and bio on the back. Again, pointless. Moving on again. We also have an instruction booklet, not pointless, and actually pretty well thought out instructions. Granted, I wish MMC would do like an actual booklet, but this is pretty good as it is. Okay, now that the pointless and semi-pointless bits are out of the way, let's move on to some cool stuff, like alternate heads. Yeah, Fraudo here does come with 2 alternate heads, though I do think one of these came with the other Combaticons. Forgive me, I've had this figure for a year. But yeah, with the whole set, you get at least 3 different heads, which is more of a neutral, smiling, angry. Yeah, looks really nice. Pops on and off pretty easily too, it's just on a ball joint. Probably won't even need to unscrew the back of the head to get it on too. Works pretty well. Now for his weapons, he comes with a bazooka and a little blaster, which is like a missile launcher, and this little connector peg here we'll get to later. But the bazooka, first off, can actually be attached to his shoulder as a shoulder-mounted rocket launcher, or with this little peg here, plug into the tire on his shoulder and use it as more of a Transformers animated reference to the gun he used there. As for that connector piece I mentioned, you can plug it into the other tire for storage. Now for the actual blaster, this thing just has a flip-out handle, and he can hold it in either hand. Just plugs right into the palm there, wrap fingers around, and you are good to go, with a pretty good grip too.
Now I do gotta say, this is easily one of my favorite third-party Transformers of all time. Not out of the entire team, it's not my favorite, but damn is it good. Quite literally, this is probably the figure that got me to get the entire team. And don't get me wrong, alright, we are going to review all 5 of these, and the full combiner. Alright, seriously. I am a Mastermind Creations fanboy. Like, they can do no wrong. Which, now I think about it, I still have yet to do that Hotspot review. Hotspot review in 2025. This figure's great. And the cool part is, it poses very well. Okay, so posability wise on good old Fraudo Swindle here is actually really awesome. Got a ball jointed head. Alright, look literally any direction you want. You got a hinge at the arm. It's also on a swivel. Can do a full 360. Double jointed elbows. Love it, mostly for the transformation. But hey, works out very well. Plus you got a swivel there. Ball jointed. Alright, wrists. Ball joint at the thumb with a hinge joint on the rest of the fingers. Very nice. These are individual fingers. So, yay, that is awesome. You do get a waist swivel. It does extend for the transformation. You can ignore that. Hip skirts are just on hinges. They can move out with a leg that moves out that far, back that far. A bend at the knee. And a decent ankle pivot. Very nice. You also have some technical foot articulation too, which that's more for the transformation, but I'm glad it's there to begin with. A beautiful spread. Yay.
Yeah, the posability isn't anything to write home about, but it is dang good as it is. Which, granted, MMC tends to do a pretty good job with how posable their figures are. But with that being said, let's move on to size comparisons. Here's the Mastermind Creations Fraudo next to the Mechanical Skull Studios Sirius, the Flame Toys Furai Model Kit Shockwave, my previous review, the Bandai SMP Lost Galaxy Megazord, and two other previous reviews, the Mastermind Creations attempts at Streetwise and First Aid, who the latter of which totally didn't break when I put this guy together. Yeah, cheap rubber parts do not mix well with transformations.
Posability, accessories, paint, all phenomenal. It's actually decently sized. What's better? Oh, simple. Mastermind Creations being bloody wizards are reaching into a witch's cauldron of insanity and pulling out a actually very, very, very good transformation. Seriously, the engineering on this thing is insane. Let's get into it. Cue the music.
before you go any further, I definitely recommend a part separator for some of the more annoying panels. Yeah, there's no getting around it. Good luck to your hands. Yeah, the transformation is not that bad. There's a lot of steps to it, but it works pretty well. Not to mention, the weapon storage pretty much integrated into the transformation is pretty cool. I actually like that it does become a basic, like a technical almost. Which, yeah, points there. And that being said, though, let's put some more size comparisons to this thing's name. Here we have Fraudo next to Streetwise, First Aid, Shockwave, and the Lost Galactabeast, who, yeah, aren't that big compared to this guy. Unfortunate. Again. Now, one more neat thing is that MMC does give you the instructions, so let's crank up that music one more time to show this guy off as a leg. Hit it. Side note, I forgot to flip these panels out during the initial transformation. My bad. And behold, a leg. What the hell do I even say? Well, there is some things. The combined mode does have some weapon storage for the various weapons Swindle has, which, yeah, it just snaps right back on. There, though, this tire piece apparently was an extra piece early on. I never got mine, so, wah. There is one small issue with the weapon storage, and that just makes the ankle pivot of the leg actually less. It's not that deep to begin with, but I don't like it when something restricts movement. Still a great idea, though. In concept, MMC's Brawl does it much better.
yeah, overall, he's worth it. The whole team is worth it. But, no, seriously. Paint, size, posability, engineering, everything it's damn near perfect. There's a few things I wish they could have done a little bit more, but in reality, there's not much I can think of. I mean, shoot. They got a fully posable figure, alright, that combines with other figures at masterpiece scale. Takara can't even do that. Alright, this isn't a random jab. No, look at their train bots. Those things are nightmare fuel to transform. Jesus. Third-party companies are in the running for actually putting out amazing stuff. And the cool part is, there are multiple different versions of these guys to choose from. Mastermind Creations has the original G1 colors of their Combaticons, the G2 colors, and now they're doing an RID 2001 Ruination version as well. Shut up and take my money! Actually, don't take my money. You've already taken my money. I can't afford multiple of the same combiner. I wonder if I can get a new credit card. Either way, I'm Convertabot. That's Swindle for Mastermind Creations Fraudo. And yeah, I fully recommend this guy. Worth the money. Definitely would recommend picking him up if you can. Hell, we're saying it right now, pick up the whole team. I fully recommend it. As for my next review, well, let's just say
November is going to be the start of some not safe for work reviews. Stay tuned.